Hi, this is going to be a step-by-step tutorial on assembling a soil moisture sensor and getting it to work with the Liquid Prep app. Liquid Prep is a web app to help farmers determine when and how much water is needed to water their crops based on weather conditions and measurement readout from the sensor. We'll show how the sensor works with the Liquid Prep app in a little bit once the sensor is set up. So here's what we use to put everything together. Here are the special ingredients. What you'll need is a computer, an ESP32, a three-way adapter to supply power to the ESP32, some thin rail mounting brackets, micro USB cable, somewhat weather-sealed enclosure, hockey tape, soil moisture sensor, and a tape measure, connector wires, Velcro, a drill, a screwdriver, zip ties, and a thin rail. So first things first, connect the ESP32 to your computer using the micro USB cable. Then we'll have to extend the length of the wires to make sure it's long enough to connect from the soil moisture sensor to the GPIO pins on the ESP32. You can make the extension wires as long as you need. We only have to use one female and one male, plus the wires that are already connected to the moisture sensor. In our case, we need to connect them to ground, P4, and 5 volts as shown in the diagram. Now we need to flash the firmware onto the ESP32. Let's head over to the Arduino website to download and install the Arduino IDE for your operating system. In my case, I need to install it for macOS. Once the IDE is installed, we need to get a copy of the firmware from the Liquid Prep GitHub repo. Copy and paste the code into the Arduino editor. Now ensure the Node 32S board is selected by going up to the top menu bar and selecting Tools, then Board, then ESP32 Arduino, and make sure Node 32S is selected. Also make sure the upload speed is the correct one. It should be the 115200. Also click on Tools and select Serial Monitor, which will be used to calibrate the sensor. Now we are ready to flash the firmware by clicking on the Upload button. This will compile the code. If it compiles successfully, it will begin writing to the ESP32. Depending on the version of your ESP32, you may need to hold down the reset button when it attempts to connect to put it in flash mode. Once the flashing is complete, the serial monitor will start displaying the measurement from the sensor. We will need to record the minimum and maximum values and assign them to the proper variables. The naming sounds like an oxymoron, so assign the min value to the max variable and the max value to the min variable for calibration. You'll need to perform this step for each individual sensor. Now we are ready to flash the firmware for the second time. With the firmware calibrated and flashed, we're going to go test it out with the Liquid Prep app. Let's first go to this link, which is also in the description below, to access the Liquid Prep web app. You can click on Add to Home Screen so you'll have the app readily available on your home screen next time you need it. Now let's connect the ESP32 to your phone via the adapter as shown here. Select the crop, then click on the blue measurement icon. This will prompt you to connect to the sensor in step 3. Select Connect with Bluetooth. ESP32 liquid prep will show up. Click on pair button to connect it to the sensor. It should return a value to the current moisture level. So it shows that it's working. 1.3% is pretty low, so let's dip into a cup of water and see what it will show. Now, with the hardest part out of the way, we can now assemble the moisture sensor. So I'm going to play some nice music and finish off the video. Thanks for watching.